IT reached out to use me as a reference. They were let go for not being very competent and being constantly late. I don't know how comfortable I am being their reference, but I also don't want to be an obstacle for them getting another job. I mentioned in the title that an EIT who used to work for me reached out through another person to ask if I could be their reference. He was a nice guy and smart, and I wouldn't call him very good at his job. The guy seemed very aloof and had horrible time management. He would show up late, take long lunches, and then leave early. He was also pretty slow at completing tasks, where it got to the point that people stopped giving him work because he would take too long and sit on budgets. Ultimately, he was let go, which I think was appropriate as he was given multiple, like 4 opportunities to show improvement. In the couple years since he was let go, he passed his PE but hasn't found another job. Oh. Part of me just wants to tell him I'm not comfortable being his reference, but at the same time, the engineering community where I live is pretty small, so I'm torn between being so harsh. Could use some advice. Here's what I would do in this situation. I would say, hey, so you said this was a guy, so hey man, I am not comfortable referring you unless you can assure me that you have put things in place and reflected on the reasons why you were let go from our firm, because we both know that you were let go for performance without, you need to tell me that you've figured out ways to mitigate that and improve. And it's hard because it's been 2 years and he doesn't have any other job in between now and then that he could use somebody else as his reference or demonstrate that as reference. But maybe he's worked non-engineering jobs in those 2 years and he could give you some good examples about how well he's done at time management and being on time with tasks. The other thing you could do is say, hey man, I don't think you want to use me as a reference because I can't. When I reference you, it's a reflection of me, and if they ask me about your experience, I'm not gonna lie to them about you. I mean, this is my. That's I know that that seems harsh, but I'd say either say no, I'm not comfortable, probably, or I would only be comfortable if we kind of had some conversations about the reasons why you were let go. I can refer you. I think you're very bright, but you need to give me the assurances that you can address the other things. Otherwise, I'm going to have. I mean, regardless, I'm probably going to have to share that in my reference. The other thing you could do is just say, I will verify that you worked here. That's the other thing that they do for references is, I can verify your employment, but as for referring you in other ways, I'm at a loss. This is a really hard situation because you said that it's a very small engineering community where you live. So again, your reputation is is worth something in that small engineering community. So you don't want to tie yourself to this person who you know wasn't competent and wasn't on time. So I'd say either recuse yourself or say, hey, you need to give me some assurances that some of these things that were the reasons why you were let go are not the case anymore. Let's see what the engineering community has to say. Top one. This is one of those times where I'd have a very candid conversation with them. I personally believe in second chances, me too, and would want to understand why they slipped. So, to be honest, your performance when we worked together was subpar, and that was the reason for you to be let go. But I also remember you as being a nice and bright engineer. Before if I could decide if I can write you a positive reference, I ask that you share with me anything that may have impacted your ability to perform at your best and what you've done to move past your performance issues. I would make no guarantees that I would write a reference, but if they made me believe that they understood they goofed up and worked on themselves to mitigate that, then I would in fact write them a positive reference without questions. Yeah. And who is this? Oh, it is 425 Traffic ENG top 10% poster on r/civil engineering, a legend of the engineering Reddit. Shout out to you, 425 Traffic ENG. Do you listen to the Engineering Success Podcast? Let me know. That would would be really cool if I found out that you did. But yeah, kind of the same as what I kind of where my instinct was going on that. But yeah, be candid with them. Tell them why you're hesitant to give them a positive review. Can you address that? What's going on? Have you reflected on that? And then, yeah, I guess you can give them a review. You can definitely verify their employment dates, which is one of the things that happens in those types of referrals.
I just made a pilot, then they threw me on the stations. Now I'm not complaining, now I'm not complaining. My thoughts get complicated, I cannot explain in layman's. Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me